It's pretty cool when I find series that I'm like really impressed with and authors that show like a ton of promise and are just really enjoyable to read. Probably about 2 months ago, I grabbed this one while it was free on Kindle, and I read it and I was so impressed by it. I was like, I really want the paperback. It's called The Tethered World by Heather L.L. Fitzgerald. I don't know how to explain it other than it's like Chronicles of Narnia mixed with like Lord of the Rings. It's so uplifting, encouraging in general. That's the way I would describe the whole series, which is awesome and rare these days, you know? It's really about a family called the Larsons. So it's a mom, dad. Sadie is the oldest. She's the main character, and she's 16 when the novel starts. She has twin brothers, Brock and Brady. So they're like 15. One of them, Brock, is autistic. Then there's Sophie, who is 11. Nicole is maybe 7. And then there's the youngest child, Nate, who they adopted from Ethiopia, and he's like 2 or 3. That's the family that the series follows. They are guardians of what's called the Tethered World. It's like under the earth. This family has a bunch of adventures, and the whole thing is about these creatures. And it's cool because when I was writing my first novel, I went to the Bible with a lot of research for Long Live Dead Reckless. I don't know if I talked about that a lot, you know, because I wanted to do something kind of different with, you know, all these mythological creatures. I really wanted to do something that was alluded to in scripture. And so obviously if you've read the first 2 novels in my series, then you know kind of like which way I went with it. It was kind of cool to find another series that took similar things, but she actually goes even more into it and created a whole world for these creatures. So you've got Bigfoot, you've got gnomes, you've got dwarves, you've got dragons, unicorns. All these creatures are in these novels, and they're all kind of different, and they have different motivations and different characteristics. Some of it is based off of, you know, what we know of legends and everything, and other stuff is kind of like unique to her series. The Tether World is an introduction, obviously, because it's the first in the series. It's the introduction to all the creatures and the family themselves and like how they're all intertwined. And then the second book, The Flaming Sword, is about the Sword of Cherubith. I don't even know. But it's about that sword and kind of like their role in protecting that. The third novel is The Genesis Tree. And I finished this one just like 2 days ago, and I'm still kind of raw about it. But it is so well written. I was so impressed and so blindsided by it that I really wanted to talk about the series and the author, because it's just really cool to find stories out there that, you know, I don't even know. Like, I probably never would have known about this. It's well written. Characters are very well rounded. I found it so fun and enjoyable. I really kind of devoured that third novel like the day I got here. I would have read 24 hours straight if I could have. I don't know. You just really like to get swept away in like mysteries and legends and stuff like Bigfoot and like Nessie and all these things. And I like eat that up. So this was right up my alley. I followed the author on Instagram and on Twitter. I really wanted to reach out and let her know like how much I really enjoyed her novels. This is an excellent series to start for families to read together. There are like some scary parts in there and everything, but it is clean. It is rated G. There's a tiny little romance in it, which I loved. It was so cute, especially in the third novel. But for the most part, really, it's just about this family and like the trials that they go through. There's a lot of scripture. The characters kind of going through spiritual growth themselves through all these circumstances. So it's pretty neat to read. Glad that I discovered this and I wanted to share it with everybody. The Tether World Chronicles, I think, is the name of the actual series. You should grab it. You'll love it. Okay, guys, well, thanks for listening, and I hope you get a chance to start that series. It's wonderful, and let me know how you feel about it if you do. Thanks for watching. Bye.